Oh hi. Rustavi, the city in the southeast of Georgia, is located on banks of the river of the Kura and 11 kilometers to the southeast from Tbilisi. As of January 1, 2020, the population of the city as municipality was 128,680 inhabitants. For January 1, 2014, 122,900 inhabitants. For January 1, 2005, 115,500 inhabitants. According to the All-Union Population Census of 1989, in Rustavi lived persons. On a population census of 2002, the population of the city made 116,384 people. At the beginning of 2008, 117,300 people. At the beginning of 2011, 120,800 people. Rustavi. The beginning of the irrigation canal, in translation from Georgian. One of the most ancient cities of Georgia, which played a significant role. Her stories. The Georgian historian of the 11th century Leonti Mrovelli mentions Rustavi among the fortresses resisting to Alexander the Great's troops. It allows to date the basis of Rustavi of the 5-4 centuries BB. Leonti Mrovelli writes in the work, Life of Tsars, that the Tsar Turdat, the 28th Tsar of Kartli, the end of the 4th century, constructed church and channel. The academician Nicholas Budzanishvili writes that since then Rustavi is considered as the important administrative center. During Vakhtang Gorgasali's government, the 5th century, Rustavi plays a noticeable role in political life of Georgia. In Rustavi, the episcopacy, which existed till the 13th century when it was destroyed by Mongols, is established. Then the episcopacy was transferred to Markopi. However, the bishop Markopi carried a title of Rustavi, Rustaveli. The political Rustavi value is confirmed by also archaeological researches in the fortress of Rustavi. Ruins of the constructions relating to the 4th and 5th centuries were found. In 1068, the Turkish Seljuks under Sultan Alparslan's leadership intruded in Georgia. In 1097, David Bilda ceased to pay a tribute to the Turkish Seljuks. In 1104, he united Kakhetiareti. In 1105, he crushed army of the Emir of Ganya. In hands of Muslims there were only Tbilisi, Rustavi, Samshvili, Samkiti and Agarani. In 1110 David took Samshvili, in 1115, Rustavi, in 1122 Tbilisi. In 1265, to the Caucasus troops of Berkhang, the governor of the Golden Horde, intruded. Georgia battled along with two enemies, Iran and Mongols. Rustavi was razed to the ground by Tamerlane's troops again. Since the end of 19th at the time of industrialization of Rustavi became the important industrial center. There were metallurgical enterprises, chemical plants and also the important railway station on a branch of Tbilisi-Baku. During the Soviet industrialization in Rustavi, about 90 large and medium-sized industrial enterprises were constructed. The Rustavi Steel Works, constructed in 1941, became the main industrial center. 50 for the purpose of processing of iron from the neighboring Azerbaijan. Workers were brought together from all republic, including the poorest agricultural regions of the western Georgia. Not only the metallurgy, but also production of cement, chemicals and synthetic fibers developed. On August 30, 1944 there was the first local newspaper, Metallurgisabis. In translation from Georgian, for metallurgy. In the 1948 there are new streets, first of which the second is called in honor of Komsomol, in honor of builders of Rustavi, and the third, by name the ancient settlement of Bostankalaki. On January 19, 1948 the decree of the Supreme Council of the Georgian Ser of Rustavi gave the status of the city of republican value. On April 27, 1950 all cities celebrated production of the first industrial steel in Georgia. The German prisoners of war also took part in city building. Modern Rustavi, it is divided into two parts, Develi Rustavi, Old by Rustavi, and Gast Rustavi, New Rustavi. In the first, the Stalin architecture. 1944, architects M.N. Neprintsev Z. Kurdiani N. Kurdiani D. Melikili 50. Kobaladze dominates, while in the second the Soviet bloc construction. 1955, architects of not princes 1. Kahankali Melikili prevails. Disintegration of the Soviet Union in the 1991 became for Rustavi accident, as at the same time the integration into the Soviet economy providing activity of the city forming enterprises collapsed. Most the industrial enterprises was closed, and 65% of the population lost work, that led to rise in crime and poverty. The number of inhabitants fell from 160,000 in the mid-90s up to 116,000 in the 2002. The New York artist Greg Lindquist documented destruction of the Rustavi cement works in the pictures and installations. Nonpest 2010. The last from the stationary routes built in the USA for A-ring auto racing. The first arrivals took place at the end of 1979. Stages of the championships of the USA were carried out on the Autodrome of Rustavi of 11 times. 1979, 89. After the collapse of the USA, the route wasn't reconstructed, the paving became useless. In 2009, the ground with a ruined tribune and a half-ruined paving was acquired at the state auction by the private company, Stromos, which carries out reconstruction of a complex according to requirements of Category 2 of FIA. Culture. The Georgian State Academic Rustavi Ensemble was founded in 1968. In 35 years it held more than 300 concerts and performed with success more than in 50 countries of the world. Economy. In August 2007 in Rustavi the first supermarket of national network, Populi, opened. In the city, the car building holding, into which enter the electric car repair plant, which is engaged generally in wagon repair, the car building company, the new enterprise which is generally focused on construction of cars, and the Rustavi Iron and Steel Works, which is generally making details for cars, is located. Also in the city, the largest automobile market of the Caucasus, which is a key point for re-export of cars from Georgia to neighboring countries, and also a set of the enterprises for repair, service and tuning of cars, is located. In 1971-2009 the trolleybus system worked. Nowadays public transport is presented by share taxis. In the city the football club Rustavi, acting in the soccer championship of Georgia, is based. The club holds house games at Poladi Stadium. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.